What is up, everybody? It's your boy Diablo $, back with another banger of a video for you guys on the channel. And today, I'm gonna give you guys my review on South Park's Not Made for Children special. That's right, I'm out of video ideas. Before we get into all that though, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. Specifically if you want to see my thoughts on the South Park season coming out later this year. So this episode was very clearly a couple of things to me. The first was a smash on Prime, which was absolutely hilarious to see throughout the video. Two was, I think, a metaphor on how Matt Stone and Trey Parker feel on South Park as a series, as far as it's marketed to children in some senses, but in others it's not made for children. You know, it's kind of an adult animation. That's what it was made to be. And finally, it was an excuse to put as many dicks and vaginas in an episode as they could and talk about the OnlyFans epidemic and how parents don't want to take care of it, but they want everyone else to. So the episode opens up with our first plot point on Eric going to school and rapping about how he's got cred, bitches. He's got cred. And evidently cred in this episode is our energy sports drink. It's what Prime is, basically, but they didn't care enough to get the licensing rights from the company because they don't give a fuck. Once Eric does get to school, he finds out that this Spencer kid has more cred than he does, and he gets all pissed off because he's the real cred drinker here, brother. And he gets all butthurt about it. And so he goes up to all of his friends and says, "Hey man, we're gonna start an affinity group. You know what an affinity group is? It's where a bunch of people team together and make other people feel bad because they're not in it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start a fucking affinity group." And they do, but while all this is happening, we're finding out that Clyde is not allowed to drink cred, and they make him part of the affinity group. So when he gets caught not having cred, and worse, faking that he had cred to everyone, the affinity group loses all of their cred. All of their cred, all of it. They don't have it anymore. So they cook up a plan when Clyde sees a video from his favorite influencer that we've been seeing on and off throughout the video, and the ad talks about how there's a very limited supply of a limited edition new cred that no one's had before, dude, and you can go here to this gas station and get it 6 months before it hits the shelves at stores, dude. 6 months. You'll be the only one with this credit at your school, bro. You'll have all of the cred. And so they think up a plan. They're like, during school tomorrow, we're gonna go and we are going to get our cred back. So everyone's favorite 4 characters, Butters, Tweek, Clyde, and Eric, because evidently our favorite dirty Jew and pessimist decided to sit this episode out, these 4 go to this gas station, and when they get to this gas station, there's a rampage, dude, and they get none of the cred. But you know who does get the cred? Spencer. That's right, Spencer showed up and got all of the fucking cred, dude. And so these guys end up going to the influencer's hotel where they try to threaten him into helping them figure out who is trying to manipulate kids, because now they're just trying to save their cred by discrediting cred. You know, it's funny because, you know, cred and credit. No? Okay. Regardless, the stupid joke doesn't matter because they shoot the influencer. Yeah, he's not alive anymore. He's gone, never to be seen again. He's dead, never coming back. Fuck him. Meanwhile, in connecting plots. And the other 2 plots are kind of intertwined into one, so I'll go over them together and kind of give you my thoughts afterwards. So our connecting plot opens with the school finding out that the art teacher is an OnlyFans model. They have a meeting with all the parents where Randy discovers, I can supplement my income by becoming an OnlyFans model for a few hours a week and showing my dick. So that's what he does. He decides to show his dick on OnlyFans. Well, he's in the middle of doing that when his wife Sharon walks in and goes, "The fuck are you doing?" He's acting all sus and shit and explains that he's indeed doing OnlyFans, and she gets rightfully pissed off. A couple weeks later, she's coming back from the store. I think it's like the next day or something, whatever, when a bunch of dudes at work or the store or something, I don't remember exactly, but they saw his OnlyFans and they thought it was funny. They were laughing at him like, you know, any of us would be if our boys had an OnlyFans. And he was like, why won't anyone subscribe? And Sharon's like, well, I'll tell you what, maybe you need to know how it feels. Maybe I'll get an OnlyFans. And he starts laughing at her and shit because there's more to having an OnlyFans than just having a vagina, Sharon. You stupid ass. And, yep, so she goes on and now she has an OnlyFans. Wouldn't you know it? She gets more subscribers than Randy, and Randy doesn't like that, so he calls up OnlyFans support all like, hey, why does my wife have more subscribers than I do? I want more subscribers than my wife. I want to beat my wife. And they're like, okay, sir, listen here. Maybe you just need to leverage on other platforms with something trending. Okay. And he goes, okay, something trending, so, Prime. And this is where the plots start connecting because he starts using Prime. Oh, sorry, I mean, Cred. To, pour on his dick to leverage traffic to his OnlyFans. And understandably, when Sharon found out, she wasn't very happy about it. I mean, would you be? Because the main target audience of Cred is children, and he was trafficking children to his OnlyFans profile. Oh, sorry, minors. That'll be important later, because he ends up deciding to put Cred in his videos, and this Cred gets him more subscribers than his wife. So now he beat his wife, but he needs to traffic the audience from Instagram and Meta and X. He needs to take all this traffic and put it on his OnlyFans. So where does he go? An influencer agency. And they convince him that they're gonna hook him up with a sponsor who's gonna target not children to his OnlyFans profile, because, you know, they're all over the age of 19, bro. Like, they're not even allowed on the platform. Children aren't even allowed on the platform, so they have to be over 19, bro. It's a failsafe, you know? So ultimately, they send Randy to this auction where sponsors vote on influencers, and wouldn't you know it, it gets raided by the police, and they're not after the auctioneer, they're not after the sponsors, they're not after the other influencers, they're only after Randy. And why? Because he exposed himself to minors, but not in the way that you think, because when they bring him to the police station and try and convince him to rat on the whole operation, they show him a video of not minors in the sense of children, minors in the sense of literal miners, like they're mining precious stones and shit. Yeah, minors. This is where the plots connect when the police show up to the influencer's hotel and have a standoff with the sniper, where many words are exchanged in which they debate on whether the sponsors are in the right or the wrong for pushing content to children. Ultimately, the sniper ends up killing himself, and they take the kids home, where they have an encounter with Randy and Sharon, who are throwing away all the cred that Randy had gotten from earlier. And Randy gives this big speech about how they need to take into consideration who wants to influence them the most. Well, this is where Clyde has a light bulb moment and runs home. And we find out that the whole time, the one who was pushing cred to all the kids was Clyde's stepmom. But everything ends up becoming okay for everyone involved, because the next day they go to school and Eric has a bottle of cred for all 4 of the kids in the affinity group. And all 4 of them have their cred. They have their cred back. And even Clyde got to try cred for the first time. I don't think he liked it very much from his reaction, but he got it. He got his cred back, and they all got their cred back with that. And with that, my thoughts on this special was that it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I genuinely did. I enjoyed this special. Watching it as an adult, I think it was pretty funny. Do I recommend it to children? No, I think the title should keep them away just fine. Actually, maybe not. Maybe kids will watch it because of the title, but I genuinely don't recommend it. Don't think it's a good idea. I think you should listen to the title, and I think it's really not made for children. And those are my thoughts on this episode. I enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it as an adult and from an adult standpoint. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you did, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.